power, I guess. Or logistics. Take a look at logistics. Fuel storage large. So each module will hold 250,000 litres of fuel. Lovely, lovely fuel. Okay. Do we have anything that increases our storage? I must be missing it, but I don't think there is. Fuel storage. Not seeing anything to do with cargo. Okay, so we'll work on fuel storage. Then at least we can have a larger fuel storage on the actual harvester that we'll have set up. Actually, I need to check a look at the Graham Steel & Co. Shipyard, as it did just finish its work up. Okay. Benson Naval. Right, okay. That's just really fucking quick. I don't know why this one's really quick, but it really is. That's impressive. Okay, so something we can actually take a look at that is not view technology actually. Where is it? Shipping lane information. So we have this company over here. So I'm gonna actually subsidize them. Actually, I'm gonna put some wealth into them, and now they may start constructing ships. So you can basically have a civilian colony and etc. And then we'll get more into that in the future, especially as I start to understand more about it myself. But let's go back over here then. So we have about, what was it, 50,000 or 40,000? 50,000 tons to work with. Fantastic. So go to the Estonia, which we're on right now. Fantastic. I'd like to get a well, then again, I could make this one for the cargo to begin with, but I'd like to have something that's producing fuel out there in the solar system. At least then I can resupply from that. So we'll add another 10 thorium harvesters, so that brings us up to 59,000 tons. Just, yeah, there's no, it's meh. Meh. That shouldn't be too long before we have the geranium armor actually and the larger fuel storage. So I'll wait for those technologies to be finished, and then at least I can make the Estonia a little bit more efficient and a little bit lighter, which should really help us out in the long run. Okay, so that's been finished. And let's take a look. Construction. Jump gates, they're interesting. I haven't built one of those yet, actually, so I'm not entirely sure on them. Let's go for fuel production. Ramp that up, which would be quite nice, especially with our thorium harvester. There we go, so wait for that high density geranium armor to be finished. Once we have the geranium armor, I can make the Estonia a little bit light, which would be lovely. Right, so we're 2 shipyards at 50,000 tons. That's lovely. So I keep that one going up. So we can have one at 60,000 tons. Gained another 10,000 over here. There we go. Keep increasing that. I'm not entirely sure the difference between the naval yards and the commercial yards. Perhaps your commercial companies can use the commercial yards. Not entirely sure. Right, so we finished research into the high-density uranium armor. So we'll go back over here to the Estonia. Right, so we have new armor. So we can see here the ship is at 59,000 tons. So 59,000 tons here. There we go. So we saved a little bit of weight there. Not bad, really. Any weight saved is really good for us. Right, so let's get rid of all these fuel storages. Then we'll start from the beginning and we'll see how heavy one of the large ones are. Right, so you can see here this one holds 50,000 litres, this one holds 10,000, this 250,000. Ah, that's quite heavy. Actually, no, it's not that heavy. Not that heavy at all, actually. I might reduce the time. Whoops. To about 120, so about 10 years or something like that. Brings it down to 56,000 tons. Do I need a tractor beam? How much does a tractor beam weigh? Could be handy. Oh, I do have the cargo handling multipliers, so I can take these off because I'm not going to actually be working with cargo. I'm just going to be working with fuel, so that's pretty handy actually. I don't know if it applies to fuel, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay. So that's good for us, actually. So, that's brought us... It's brought us down to about 55,000 tons, so I'm going to have to go up to 60,000 tons anyway, but, hey-ho. Making our ships, a little bit more efficient. I mean, we did make them lighter by a few hundred tons due to the better armor, so you can see here then we'd have composite armor, alpha shield, cloak in theory, so we could have cloaking and etc., which would be quite nice. Let's go for... I mean, that would increase our engine power. We'll go for the fuel consumption, perhaps. Our engines will be more efficient then. Okay. Oh, God damn it. Keep things going then. That's very irritating. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, there we go. I apologize about that one. Okay. So we have 60,000 tons here. So I think what we might do is actually design the Estonia, and then we might have the Latvia class, and then at least that's like kind of keeping it together. The Baltic, that might be quite fun. Yeah, so then we could have the Graham work on the cargo vessel, so we could have that transport these automated mining. So you can see here that's really ramped up our mining speeds over here, and it's only a few years before we run out of things. I mean, the shortest is Coppermite. So yeah, something to take into account. Okay, so administration level required to administrate Earth is now level 3. So we do have a little bit of wealth actually. Okay. So let's go back over to our designs. So we'll work with something that's about 60,000 tons. Right, so this would produce 8,000 litres, which is quite nice. I could add possibly another engine. Oh, whoops. Only one engine at a time. What? Oh, that's weird. Okay. Yeah, so we could have 2 engines on there, which would in... Actually, I'm confused now. Okay, yeah. You can see how much our speed has dropped down. So we're going to actually add 4 engines here. So that brings us up to 400 kilometers per second, which is pretty damn slow. But it is a 60,000 ton vessel, or it will be. Right, so it would produce 8,000 litres per annum, so per year would be producing 8,000 litres of soaring fuel. It has a fuel capacity of 750,000 litres and range of 20.2 billion kilometers, sorry. Add a bit more fuel to it. Or a fuel storage. Right. There we go. So this class is a commercial vessel, which is fantastic. So 20 thorium harvesters. Has a capacity of 870,000 litres of fuel, 23.4 billion kilometer range. Luckily, it's not going to be doing too much moving about, as it's not a very fuel-efficient ship. And that is our most efficient engine at this point in time. So you can see here how much that does affect things. And as with high-density uranium armor, do I need this tractor beam? I suppose I don't, but I might as well keep it on board just in case. I mean, it might come in useful in the future. So what we'll do then is, this shall be our Estonia class. This shall be our fuel ship. Actually, so I'll have the Graham Yard take over that. Alright, retool for the SHV Estonia. There we go, so it's ready, so we can start production of the SHV Estonia classes. So we'll call the first one the Estonia. There we go, so we'll add task, so that's going to start being built, and that will be ready in November 2045. So we can send that out to Jupiter, and we can start producing fuel from Jupiter, which would be great. Okay. I think we can keep expanding the shipyard, actually, while it's constructing. Yeah. Which is good for us, at least then we can keep ships being built. So, the Washington is over here. There is a button to allow you to see what's been surveyed. Not entirely sure which it is. Might be under minerals. Ah, there we go. Surveyed bodies. So you can see here, everything circled has been surveyed. So it's going to take a hell of a lot longer than I thought it would actually. So we've surveyed all of these over here. So we only have these areas with any mineral concentrations. So not much at all. Shows you how rare things are. These moons or asteroids? I'm not entirely sure. And yeah. Actually, I'm going to show you guys the Galactic map shortly. So we have the Galactic map over here. So obviously once we start jumping about, we'll be able to see different things. We can see here, control race, etc, etc, etc. So we'll go for that one. And back into here. So this surveying is going to take quite a long time, actually. I might want to produce another few geo-survey ships just to get this going a little bit quicker. Might be worth it, actually. I mean, Jupiter's over here, isn't it? Is this Jupiter? Yeah, that's Jupiter over here. So we could have fuel being produced at Jupiter, which is about halfway out in the solar system. And then at least we'd have our survey ships being able to be resupplied from that area. At least they don't have to go all the way back to Mars. Which would be fairly useful. Okay. And we could actually build better geosurvey ships, actually. So we'll take a look at that one then. So I'm going to design a ship. No, not that. Alright, let's design a ship. So we'll go to the Zambia and copy design. So we're going to rename this to the Zambia Mark II. So the Zambia MK2. Okay, I'll give it new armor. There we go, saved about 250 tons over there. Give it a new engine. So what does this one use? And it's using the Hale Heavy Industry. So get rid of that. Well, actually, let's take a look at that. So if we had the Hale Heavy Industry right now, we'd be making 1700 speed, but we're going to go with the Austin Thrust. Yeah, I can see that basically doubles. And about the same weight, but a hell of a lot more engine power. So we can add some more fuel to this then, I guess. Maybe add some more geological surveys. So at least then we gain... it's a little bit faster then. It just does things a little bit faster. They do weigh quite a bit though. But it does affect our speed quite heavily. So I think we might add a... increase of about 100,000 tons... of fuel, 100,000 litres of fuel. Yeah, 100,000 litres of fuel. 200,000 litres of fuel would decrease speed a little bit, but we'd have about 137 billion range. So it'd be out there a long time. So for about 150 extra tons, we'd gain a ship that's a hell of a lot better. Just in every goddamn way, it's just better. I might have a ship-to-ship beam on it, like just a tractor beam. It does weigh quite a bit, but it might be useful in the future due to the fact that we could use them as towing vessels. But I think I'll take it off just for the fact that we gain another 500 speed there, another 500 meters per second. And maybe another surveyor. We lose a little bit. But we would do things a little bit faster. But then again, we don't really need that speed. We have all the time in the world. So we'll have that as a Zambia Mark II. So if we go back over to our shipyards... Right, my shipyards, U, Benson Naval, retool. I think and refit them actually. So let's take a look. Retrofit. Right. So I think we have to retool the shipyard first. So retool for the Zambia Mark II. There we go. Right, so already is a task in progress. Okay, so I'll have to wait for that to finish. And then I'll retool it. Then we can retrofit the Washington, and then we can start building a few more Zambias, Mark IIs. And then we can get the the solar system surveyed in time for Christmas. Otherwise, it's going to take a hell of a long time. Okay, let that time tick by. Donnelly Naval has finished there. Donnelly. Oh. Right. Okay, so you've finished building them. That's interesting. Ah, right. Okay, so it's a great ride, I see. So it's now up to there, 60,000 tons. Fantastic. So we can go ahead and we can make a new class. So we'll go with a new class. And we'll go with the... I do like having the country names. It's quite nice. We'll go with the Austria class. I don't know why. I don't know. I just kind of like it. So go for new hull. So hull description. So cargo freighter. Well, let's go with freighter, I guess. So freighter. I guess FF or FR. We'll go with FR. So freighter. There we go. So tanker was designated as a fuel tanker. Yeah, we don't really need to do these ones because a freighter works differently because we carry cargo. Right, so we're going to put our Austin thrust engine on here. There we go. So you can see here it'd be very fast at this point. Oh well. We'll go for about go for about yeah, 24 months, I guess. As in particular matter, is going to be back and forth between worlds, so it doesn't particularly matter at all. Has about 250,000 litres of fuel at a time. So let's take a look at cargo handling. So that gives us a cargo capacity of 25,000. Right, so for 50,000 cargo capacity, that would bring us to 53,000 tons. So you can see how the speed has dramatically dropped. So I'm going to add some cargo handling systems. Increase the efficiency and the time taken. So, right, let's take a look actually. So if we take all these cargo handling systems off, so you can see here, the load time is 20 days. If we add 10, we go down to about 10 hours, which is really, really impressive. Increase that. Yeah. That might be 10 hours, it might be 10 days, but that's a hell of a lot faster. You can see these cargo handling systems are really, really worth it. So we might add some more engines just so we can get somewhere in a hurry. Okay. Right. It is using the high density uranium armor, so I can't really say much on that. That would bring us to about 495, but I'm going to have to drop it down to that. It's about 406 kilometers per second, which is okay. Not that fast, it's not that slow. I might add some more cargo handling systems. It does not have much fuel, so I think I might add some more. Well, it does have a bit of fuel, but it doesn't have that much efficiency. 500,000 litres should be more than enough. And then I guess I could just add some more cargo handling systems. Basically decrease this, make it a very fast on and off process. So I'll just add some extra fuel. There we go. Oh. Small one, perhaps? There we go. So we're a small one. Yeah, there we go. Push it a little bit, push it to the limit. So we could boost it to 509,000 litres. It has a cargo capacity of 50,000. On-off time is about 6 minutes and 40 or 6,040, which is really good, actually, considering we brought that down from about 15 days. So that's very important. So we don't have any spare berths, unfortunately, so we can't carry any teams. But we have a crew of about 230, which is very good for us, actually. So I think we'll call this the Austria class freighter, and it should serve us quite well in the future. Very, very well. So go to manage Shipyard and SHV India, which is the India class. What? Oh, right, that's just giving it a name. Okay, so go to Donnelly, retool for the Austria class freighter. Right, so that's been retooled, so we're going to go with the Austria as our initial. Oh, whoops. There we go. So we add the Austria to our construction queue. Still be ready in 2045. So about the same year. So we'll be able to start producing fuel out in the solar system, be able to start transporting our mines back and forth to different worlds, so we can start getting some more resources coming in. And if we take a look at our report over here once more. And we just finished completed our construction of those automated mines on Earth, which is fantastic. Minerals. Okay, so really our first protocol for materials is Venus. Right, yes, so this geranium deposit and neutronium and the cobramite would be fantastic for us. Second protocol, where would we want to go? Europa's not bad. Not bad deposits there. It depends what we're looking for, really. We have a lot of geranium in the system, which is fantastic. But the other rarer materials, I'm not entirely sure which ones we're going to need first. So if we'd like to look at our industry on our Earth, especially our mining. So 4.6 years, 4.2 years over here. Iridium. Do we have any iridium? We only have a slight quantity on Earth, which is dangerous actually. We should try and find some more sources of iridium, and that could at least spur our expansion, at least we know what we're going for then. Now let's try and find some iridium, so we're going to put the minerals on here. Right, so we're looking for uridium. There is some iridium on Luna, which is important. We'll take note of that. Some iridium here. I do like the Macassium. There's not much Macassium on Titania. Or Titania. There's iridium there. So there's not much iridium here so far. Not much at all. Right, so iridium's quite rare apparently then. That's something to take into account then. So we do need to try and aim to try and find more sources of iridium, probably titanium or tritanium. Basically if we try and find sources of these rarer materials and have them sent back to Earth, at least we're never going to run out. Or at least we won't run out for quite some time. So that's something to take into account. So I thank you guys for watching so far. This it's been a really fun session so far. I mean, it might look really boring. There's no sound at the time, so I do apologize for that. I'll have to get some music for us to play in the background. But yeah, so UNSC is rising. We have started constructing our first fuel refinery ship, our first freighter. We've built some ships. Unfortunately, we did lose the Ark Royale due to a fuel fuck-up. But unfortunately, things like that happen. But other than that, research is going well. We are definitely doing quite well so far. We are ready to start expanding very soon. We'll be able to start expanding to new worlds, set up mining colonies, and then perhaps maybe a new colony on Mars, maybe a colony to grow people on Mars. Well, I say grow people, but to expand our population to Mars, perhaps. Possibly have that set up as another world to build from. But the problem is with Mars, there's no minerals on Mars, so it doesn't... meh. Maybe. I'd probably like a... colony on Luna. I mean, if we take a look at the moon, actually, go back to Luna, and what materials do we have on Luna? So we have quite a bit of cobramite, a little boromide, a bit of Macassium, and a little bit of iridium. So at least it has some materials that could last a few years, especially the cobramite and the Macassium, which could last a decent amount of time. And at least then it makes it attractive as a colony, at least because we have something to do there. We don't have a breathable atmosphere, there's no atmosphere at all on Luna, but we could try and produce an atmosphere. I'm not entirely sure how well that'd go, but at least it's something we could try. I mean, there's an atmosphere on Venus, it's just the fact that it does not have any water, which makes it difficult, and obviously the fact that it's very fucking close to the sun. But, oh well. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know in the comments what, you'd like to see in the future. Maybe if you want to try and, I don't know, have a ship named after you, or you want to see somebody named after you, we could rename some of the officers. That's all doable. And of course, if you've played this game before, tips are fantastically welcome. If you have any idea of how to do something that I do not yet, or you want to give me a little hint or something like that, just a hand, I am all open. I would love to know. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you again in the future. So this has been Aurora 4X, and I have been me. So I hope to see you guys in the future, and do not forget to subscribe if you like this content. So until next time, guys, goodbye.